beautiful. Oh, and forget 7 divorces at this point. I feel like there's been an 8th, a 9th, a 10th. Hello, Claire Bears. It's Elsie. Welcome to my channel. If you are new and if you are returning, welcome back. I'm continuing along on my Taeyeon journey today by reacting to her Purpose Repackage album from 2020, where I'll be reacting to the first half of the album today, going all the way from Dear Me to LOL. But with INVU being one of my favorite albums of 2022, I am so excited to go a little bit earlier into Taeyeon's discography, you know, not early in terms of the grand scheme of her career, but many of you recommended this particular album, so I'm very excited to hear what we have. So let's get into the video, but before we do, please don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it and subscribe to my channel. I tried to pull off one of Taeyeon's looks from the album photos, but I feel like I'm not really pulling off the low pony. Don't have the Taeyeon bone structure for that. But today's beverage of the day comes recommended from Nebobo, I hope I'm saying that correctly, who said, cinnamon spice black tea, it's the best, especially if you add a little sugar for sweetness. It's like a warm hug. I agree, because today I have my favorite tea from David's Tea, which is their cardamom French toast tea. The top 2 ingredients are black tea and cinnamon. Even though it's called a cardamom French toast tea, there is cardamom in it, but there's also a little bit of sugar in it. There's little small sugar crystals in the tea so that it has all of those elements that you love. So if you are in North America, Nebobo, or anyone else who thinks this sounds good, I highly recommend the cardamom French toast tea. And I'm not sponsored or anything like that. It is like a warm hug. Although I feel like today is not really a day where I need a warm hug, because at the time of recording this, the weather outside is 27 degrees, feels like 35 degrees, and that is in Celsius. Anyways, let's get to the video now. So as usual, we're going to be going in the order of the album, starting with Dear Me, which looks like it is the title track or lead single for the repackaged version of the album. Now, what I've come to expect from Taeyeon at this point is a lot of maturity, emotional maturity, a lot of wisdom in her music, and a lot of emotional delivery in her vocal delivery. So I'll definitely be looking out for that in this title track. So let's listen to Dear Me. So we getting like a heartfelt ballad here. Ooh, I love the hair. Her vocals are so soft. Ooh. Oh. The words I didn't hear. Oh my goodness. So she's saying like, I want to hear myself say those words to myself, but I just can't, or I haven't been able to say that to myself. That's so heartbreaking. Ooh, the strings. This is so beautiful. That cello in the background. Oh. I love the aesthetic of this. All the warm tones. And I feel like so many people could relate to this message. I love these strings. And now we're changing to like a different color scheme. It's much brighter. Yeah, these colors are evoking the sky and light. So gorgeous. Beautiful. Oh. And now it's like, I believe it coming from her. There's like an evolution that's happened. Wow. Taeyeon does it again, honestly. Like, the song and the delivery and the message were very simple, but that's kind of what I love about it. It doesn't have to be something really overstated and pulling out all the stops, because I feel like Taeyeon in just her existence is more than enough. She doesn't need a lot of really flashy instrumentals or production. It's just like her voice and her delivery that says so much, and that's like all you need. And these lyrics, like singing a song, I want to tell myself the words, I love myself, I trust myself, the words I didn't hear. I feel like this is just something that could be relatable to so many different people of, I wish that I could say those things to myself and mean it, but you know, self-esteem is hard to come by. And it's also like, if someone like Taeyeon, who is potentially like the perfect human, struggles with self-confidence, then I feel like if she could feel it, then of course I could feel it. But that also, it's something that you can overcome, because this evolution happens in the song of, look at me who endured the long darkness. I don't hide anymore, even if the night comes again. I'm standing by my side, above the sky that will be bright. I'll become the light that spreads and fly. It's like such a powerful metaphor that you could, you know, it's in the song referencing from night to day, but it could also be almost like the winter to the spring, because, you know, these bright colors that she's experiencing of this like rebirth is also representative of spring. Even though, you know, for me, I love the fall aesthetic and fall color palette and just the coziness of fall in general. So part of me is like, bring back the fall. I know you've made like a huge personal discovery and evolution here, but like, bring back the fall aesthetic. And it kind of reminded me as well of some of the singer-songwriter-y type of music that I used to listen to in the late 2000s, early 2010s. So the things like cellos and strings in the background, which I absolutely adore. So beautiful song, amazing message, not just in terms of it being something relatable, but also, you know, giving people hope and that this is something that you can overcome. So off to a great start for this album. Let's get to our B-side of the Repackage album. I believe this is the only other song that was exclusive to the Repackage, called My Tragedy. I'm not surprised at all that we have a song from Taeyeon called My Tragedy, because as people have pointed out, and as it is evidenced in her music, she is the queen of 7 divorces, or at least it's seeming that way based on her music. So again, no surprise here, but I'm a little sad that this is the direction we're going in now after this like great epiphany that Taeyeon has come to. But who knows, maybe this won't go in the direction that I think it will with the title My Tragedy. I might be jumping to conclusions here. So let's listen to the song. Is that like an accordion? But it did feel very like theatrical, that opening. Image slowly disappears into darkness. Oh. Oh. I'm never not caught off guard by her vocals and just like how powerful her voice is without it even seeming like she's trying. It's just amazing. Oh, that like powerful drum and percussion. Almost has like an 80s element to it. Oh, we're keeping it up. Ended up hiding my shabby self. Oh no. Oh, I can't get over the power of that like drum. You speak of me easily. Oh, that's an interesting line. You speak of me so easily, but you've never seen my heart. Yeah, like it's easy for people to make assumptions or comments about someone or talk smack about them without actually knowing what's really going on. I feel like that's a struggle a lot of people have. So yeah, there was that theatrical element to it. Now she's talking about it being a play. Oh. Changing the chorus here, huh? Interesting. Oh. Oh my gosh, that note. Oh. Key change. Yeah, it does feel like a French play with that little... Ooh. That echo. I feel like Taeyeon is a queen in terms of power ballads. Maybe even like the queen of the power ballad in K-pop. Coming full circle to the beginning. This was absolutely incredible. And forget 7 divorces at this point. I feel like there's been an 8th, a 9th, a 10th. I don't know if I've ever come across a vocalist in K-pop that just has such a believable delivery in terms of the emotion in their voice and in their vocals. From the softest moments to the most intense. It's just like the range that she shows is like, it's mind-blowing. It's immaculate. But I feel like the poetry in the lyrics helps too, because, you know, you could have all of the emotional delivery in the world, but if the lyrics suck, then like you don't really have much to deliver. With these lines like, in the reddened night sky, my image slowly disappears into darkness. Those numerous shining lights, none of them belongs to me. Any word is meaningless now, bloomed in the shadow, my tragedy, I don't need nobody. And part of me kind of wonders if that's her trying to convince herself that she doesn't need anybody, because, you know, she is alone and it's not entirely clear if that's by choice or not. And then especially with lines like, behind a tired smile, I ended up hiding my shabby self. So in a way, it could be her withdrawing and not really putting herself out there. But there's, you know, an element of heartbreak here that is also implied, of our distance increases with every step, unforgettable you, my tragedy. And then with, I cannot cross the river of memories to go back. The scar that was a moment for you, but an eternity for me. Even if we're rotating in the same orbit, you always look somewhere else. So seemingly I, Taeyeon, mattered a lot less to you than you did to me, which, you know, implies to me that this person is a bozo, so you don't need them, Taeyeon. And another thing I really love about Taeyeon that I feel like has come up in both of these songs so far is that she brings the drama in her music without it being over dramatic, because I loved the swells of the instrumental in this, in her vocals, but it didn't feel like too much. It didn't feel like she was trying too hard. It never feels like she's trying too hard, but it doesn't feel like she's holding back either. She just always strikes such a wonderful balance in her music, which is just like amazing to me, that I don't know how she does, and I want to know all of her secrets. Because, you know, I would love for there to be more artists, more musicians out there like Taeyeon, even though there could never be another Taeyeon. So with that, let's move on to our next song here, which is Here I Am, which was the first track on the initial Purpose album. Now with Here I Am, that somewhat implies I'm trying to make myself known when I wasn't, of wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard. And I feel like that would be a really impactful way to begin an album, of just like, here I am, I'm Taeyeon, this is all my talent on display, and just really making a statement with that opening song. So are we gonna get like another power ballad here? I feel like if I had to guess, that's what I would say just by the name of the song, but who knows? So let's listen. Ooh, 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. 누구보다 행복한 웃음짓다 돌아서면 밀려온 공허한 밤 문득 멀리서 느껴진 나이스 불안하게 떨린 거울 속에 나 투명히 펼친 거울 속 나란히 수많은 내 모습들에 Ooh. Wow. I love that vocal delivery there. Oh. The other side after leaving you. Huh. It's very haunting, this song. Yeah, it is very haunting to kind of reflect the fear she's singing about. Oh, I love that. Again, it's just delivering emotion without even saying a real word. It's just like a sound. And the time signature also adds that haunting element to it. Every time I hear those strings in the background, I get excited. Your throat is so parched. So beautiful. Are you for real, Taeyeon? Oh my goodness. I'm convinced she's not a real person. She can't be. With all this excellence getting thrown my way. There's just like so many clever little choices that were made throughout this song. For example, the time signature mixed with the tempo, because, you know, the time signature, the 3/4, the 1 2 3 1 2 3, that time signature is associated with the waltz, which is very much like a dance where you float around the dance floor. It's very like elegant and graceful. And then that on top of the slower tempo, it just creates that like haunting, floating feeling of almost like a ghost. And that's kind of what this song feels like in terms of its delivery of there being this like fear. Suddenly I feel eyes from afar, me in the mirror is shaking anxiously. Feels like I've been trapped even deeper. Here I am, the other side after leaving you. And again, that emotional delivery with just that one word or just the sound, the like, I'm not gonna sing it. You know what I mean. The first part of the chorus there where she just says so much without saying actually any words. You just feel the emotion like pour out of her. It's beautiful. And you can just feel the emotion of someone struggling to be seen and heard. It just sounds like a frustrated cry in a way. And this feeling of being emotionally trapped. Again, just like with Dear Me, it feels like this is something that a lot of listeners could relate to, of, you know, that fear of being sad, of feeling trapped. It's a lot like, it sounds a lot like what depression feels like, and this almost like immobilizing feeling that can take over when you're depressed, of like, I see what's happening here, but I just can't do anything to get myself out of it. Like every day, every night, here I am, whether it's, you know, trapped in your room or just feeling like you're in a situation that you can't get out of and you've lost hope. I'm sure so many people could hear that frustrating cry with Taeyeon and feel like, oh my gosh, that's what it feels like on the inside for me. And it's getting reflected through her beautiful voice. So I will continue to sing her praises here because this album is just so amazing so far. So that brings us now to the next song on the album, which was the initial title track from Purpose, Spark. And I'm conflicted because as much as I'm enjoying these songs of hers about depression and about, you know, not having any confidence, they're beautiful and amazing songs. So part of me is just like, I want more. So more sadness, please. But obviously that's not good. And I don't want Taeyeon to be sad under any circumstances. So while I want Taeyeon to be happy, part of me is like, but do I? I don't know. We'll have to see what we get from this title track. So let's watch the music video. Ooh. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, small warmth. That's a full-on fire. So many different types of me. And I like the slick back, wet look of her hair. Ooh. What is this reminding me of? It's reminding me of something. Throw yourself into the fire as if you're dancing. Don't blow out, but rise. Okay, I'm here for this. Okay, so we're picking up the mood here. It's very like Chicago-y. The choreography feels very powerful. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Be careful, Taeyeon. Feels very empowering. I love that look so much. And the like red line. Ooh. It feels like her army, you know, that they're going to fight some movement. And in a way, it kind of reminds me of like a Mamamoo song. Yeah, I love the vibe of this song and like the message. And again, I think it speaks to Taeyeon's talent in terms of her being able to deliver any message and it feeling completely believable, because I believed with Dear Me that lack of confidence and needing to build it up and come to that realization. But then in this song, it's like, I believe that she's been this way her whole life of having that confidence, because that's how it just comes across. That spark that she's talking about, it feels like it's always been there. That's how much like conviction she has, saying now it's time, wake up, it's dawn, wake up the spark, blaze up higher. Also, look at her hair here, it's so beautiful. And she's saying, you know, don't blow out, stay deep red, spread out more, of let that spark grow into a full flame and don't let it go out, make sure it spreads. And it really feels like she's like hyping you up in this song by lighting up this pitch black darkness clearly. You're shining on me. I can go anywhere. On the strong wind, when I rise up and look down. We're travelers of this planet. Yesterday you were just dreaming on the road. It's time. It's your time. Of almost like I draw inspiration from you and we help each other. We fuel each other. So not only, you know, is lifting yourself up great for you, but it's great for me too. And so many amazing looks in this video too. Again, I love this red trench coat, like slicked back hair moment. It feels very super villainy. And then just the blazer too, with the belt and tights and the combat boots. It just feels like, you know, I'm a boss bitch and I know it. And then in terms of the song itself, it's not my favorite so far. I never really cared for that like stomp clap, like soul pop genre, but that's not Taeyeon's fault. I find myself more drawn to Taeyeon's like pop ballad fusion type of songs like an INVU, and more so like the first 3 songs that we listened to here. But you know, that is just my personal preference and taste. Nothing wrong with the song at all, just want to make that clear. All right, now let's get to our next song here, which is Find Me. Again, I just love this like orangey warm aesthetic is perfect for fall, which makes sense because I think the original release was in the fall of 2019, right? But Find Me, I feel like it could potentially be a similar vibe or message to Here I Am, because, you know, Here I Am is really trying to make yourself known, but Find Me is, in a way, also making yourself known, but in a much different way. Of Here I Am is presenting myself to you, but Find Me is like, you come to me, you find me. So I wonder if there's going to be any similarities here between the two. Let's listen and find out. Oh my gosh, were those the drums? Were those the drums from In the Air Tonight? I have to go back. Sounded very similar if it wasn't the exact riff. Ooh. I love that, like, that melody there. Any more falls are meaningless to me. Ooh. Again, the percussion is really like bringing it in terms of delivering the song, on top of her vocals as usual. Ooh, this line, the warmth that seeped through the small crack of my heart led me out from drowning in the dark. That is poetry. Poetry. Ah. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is like making me ascend the song. I like the percussion in this, the like tambourine there. Be okay. I like that call and response. So this does feel like an extension of Spark, but it does have a lot of similar elements to it with the instrumental too, although I feel like I like this better than Spark. And I like the echo on the piano. The drums catch me off guard every time. Her runs are always incredible. Again, it just like sounds like she's not trying. Yeah, I felt that. I felt the conviction in that song, just like with Spark. And there's also a lot of kind of lyrical similarities to Spark. Like, I don't care if I can't reach, leave myself to the wind, like free birds, reach for the pouring light. I remember a reference to birds in the last song. And the vision that suddenly appears in front of my eyes, my destination is shining golden. Where if the spark in you is red, and she talked about that color and really embracing the color, here it's like, myself, I am the red, and my destination is the gold. Now, I'll be okay, even if it's not visible. The flapping of the wind definitely creates waves. So even if I'm not doing great now, I will be at some point. And this feeling isn't gonna last forever. And again, like with Spark, there's that element of this other person being involved and talking to someone, of don't stop running till the end of the sun, until you find me. And trust me, spread your wings, like, we'll get to this destination together, or I'll meet you there. And even if I push past my limit and fall down, I will not stop and push forward with courage. She just has so many great messages in her songs, and the order in which these are coming up to are great. Of here I am, leading into Spark, leading into Find Me. It's almost like where I started, where I am now, and where I'm going. Of, showing the full evolution of the rise from the ashes, which makes sense because, Spark, ashes. I just appreciate the narrative thread that we're on so far with this album. It's great. So it makes me curious where we're gonna go with our next song now, which is Love You Like Crazy. So am I going to love you like crazy is the question. So we're here. We have ascended. We are going to the golden destination together with Taeyeon. So what now? So she reaches the destination, and then what does she do? She loves someone like crazy. She's reached that self-actualization stage, so she's able to, give herself to someone else beyond just needing to meet her own needs. But if it's like crazy, that implies it might be a little too much. She's giving too much of herself. I love how I'm just creating these narratives in my head about the song before I even listen to a second of it. I don't know, it's just fun. It's fun to predict and see if I'm right, or if there's any elements that I can predict based just on where we've been in the album so far and the name of the song. I enjoy it, so thank you for indulging me, and let's listen to Love You Like Crazy. Yeah, more of this like soul, which I wasn't expecting because there really wasn't any of this on INVU. Swirl little universe. So codependence that's happening here. But again, she has this conviction about it. I was like, I'm sure this is how I feel. All these weather phenomena. I guess phenomena would be singular. I like that it sounds like this song was played on a drum kit. The pianos, and it would be fun to hear live, like a band play this song. Ooh. It's okay. 그 순간에 난 너 하나면 돼. I must stick with you forever. Yeah, we've picked up the intensity with this album. And the percussion has been very strong on this. I think I'm crazy, but I don't care. Yeah, this was a fun one in terms of like a bit of edge and sass. And it's interesting that we've got these like 3 pop soul songs in a row on this album. Like for some reason I wasn't expecting that direction. And it's almost like Adele-y in a way. And Adele is another one of those amazing singers who can just like evoke so much emotion and deliver so much emotion. And it seems like she's swept up in her emotions, in her feelings in this song. Come take my hand, swept up by emotions, think about you till the end of time. Like it's very hyperbolic to think I would fall for you so easily. I think I'm already bewitched by you, out of control. I would love to meet the person who could do this to Taeyeon, of all people. And using these powerful forces like weather events to describe things is really clever too. Like, I want to have you who is caught in the tangled hurricane. The gravity that pulls me, the force is you. I will stand on top of it. Drenched in rain and standing under the thunderstorm, I drink you to feel you completely. And you know, like a thunderstorm or a hurricane, there's a lot happening and you still want to be in the eye of that storm. It's almost like you're willingly going into something that is not good for you and it's dangerous and you're still just like, whatever. But there's still that level of awareness about it because she says, I think I'm crazy, but I don't care. So it's an interesting turn for her to be taking on this album. And it makes me curious now how we're going to finish out with LOL. So maybe does this whole thing end up being a joke? Of like, it was a joke that I loved you like crazy? I don't know. It kind of implies not necessarily like, haha, funny, but like, wow, hilarious that I could have thought XYZ. I don't know, because like Taeyeon is often the woman scorned. So yeah, I really want to see how this turns out with LOL. So let's listen. Ooh. Almost like classic hip hop. Ooh. Some tension maybe. So like the chemistry is missing. Oh. Yeah, those big, loud horns. She's like, come on. She's not getting what she needs out of this relationship. Ooh. The song is so interesting, like in terms of the instrumental. Yeah, like, put into this relationship what I'm putting into it. Come closer. Those horns are so forceful that they almost sound like percussion themselves. Like a drum, almost. Yeah, that song is really freaking cool and different. It feels very grand, and she's definitely making a statement with this song, because, you know, it kind of starts out with this almost like lo-fi jazzy tone, but then the intensity very much picks up and the subtlety is removed in terms of what she's trying to tell this person of, you know, time is ticking, I'm wasting my time, come closer, like, are you going to give me what I need or not? Like, commit. And those horns, it almost kind of represents that frustration. And then lyrics with, stop pretending like you're cherishing me, it's making me confused. You've brought your heart, so till when will you keep taking a step back? She's just like getting mixed signals here. And she's making it clear, like, I want to commit. She's not being subtle about that either. Look at my heart that wants you. We both know. Same words, same fluttering of the heart. It's cliche, but I want that. Why are you hesitating? So communication in relationships is so important. And sometimes you just have to do what Taeyeon's doing in this situation of being like, this is what I want. What do you want? Just say it. And at this point, I've had it. So yeah, very interesting album from Taeyeon so far, because it kind of felt like the first handful of songs was more so on the sadder side, but then we really picked up the intensity when she picked up her confidence. And then these next two songs, the last two, were really about like external relationships beyond just herself. So I feel like it's different so far from INVU, where there was a lot more like sadness on that album. But who knows, maybe things go back in the sad direction in part 2, especially if this person that she's trying to get commit to her in LOL doesn't commit. Now I kind of want to know. But yeah, I really think that my favorites so far from this first half of the album were the first 3 songs. But I would love to hear from you what your favorite songs are on Purpose, and if maybe I haven't gotten there yet. Taeyeon is just absolutely fantastic, so always love to engage with her music and engage with all of you. So friends, thank you so much for joining me for this reaction, and I apologize for the delay in my Taeyeon reactions. I feel like so many things have just been coming up with both all of the comebacks that have been happening with the groups that I cover, but also just with life, which is why I kind of decided to not post as frequently as I was before. But you know, that being said, very much appreciate your patience and hope that this reaction was worth the wait. So is there a song in particular from part 2 that you're excited for me to react to? Let me know down in the comments. But until then, I hope that you're all doing well, staying safe, taking care of yourself, really nurturing that inner spark, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day.